Hi, my name is Shivani and I recently had a VBAC in July 2020. I shared my birth story recently. I know when I was looking to have a VBAC, I was scouring the internet for stories, for success stories, for things I could do to make it happen. And if you are here for the same, then I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to walk you through my process. I hope that'll be helpful for you. So let's get started. My first tip for you is to align your birth team. Birth, like everything in life, is teamwork. Okay, and there are going to be people other than you involved in your birth, namely your partner, your care provider, your hospital, and your doula in case you choose to have one. So it's very, very important that they be aligned to the same outcome that you are aiming for, and that they are equally committed and passionate about the kind of birth that you want. That is very important. So for example, one thing that you could do that really helped me was attending Lamaze classes with your partner. Now for those of you who don't know, Lamaze is basically birth education. So these are classes that are easily available online. These are extremely helpful in that they are able to independently coach you and your partner as to why natural birth is the way to go. So after we attended these, my partner was independently aligned on the benefits of a natural birth, and that proved to be extremely helpful in labor. In labor, you are in pain and you are completely in the zone, and so you may not be able to advocate for yourself as much as you would like, which is why it is even more so important that your partner or whoever is supporting you in your birth is completely aligned with your birth plan, because they will have to take tough calls, like in our case, for example, we knew that we did not want to take an epidural. Last time I had taken an epidural and it had totally stalled my labor, so I was very clear that epidural would again kind of could again send us the same route. So and we were coached in our Lamaze classes around other pain management techniques and how we could avoid the epidural and why we should. So because my partner was aware of these, during delivery when I was begging for an epidural because I was in pain and I was like, give me something for this, he was able to take a tough call and say that no, and he was able to continue to say no to me when I was being emotional and not my most rational self. So that proved to be extremely helpful. Align your care provider, align your doctor. So your doctor needs to know that this is important for you, and I will be speaking in detail about how to really choose a doctor and how to choose a hospital, what are the kind of things to look for, and I'll do that in my next video. But basically what you need to look for is uh, a doctor and a hospital setup that is VBAC friendly. What do I mean by VBAC friendly? I mean that they have proven VBAC cases, they have a fairly high VBAC rate, they understand natural birth. You want to choose an institution where you are the rule and not the exception. Choose a setup where you know that tomorrow, even if you are not feeling right, the hospital and the doctors will be behind you and they will do everything they can to make the outcome of your choice happen. So aligning your birth team and creating your birth team is extremely important. My second tip for you is align your body. What do I mean by that? Birth, especially natural birth, is a combination of various things being aligned in your body. Okay, your pelvis, for example, if it's aligned, it will support the baby taking a good position, it will support the baby coming down nicely, it will be helpful for you during delivery as well as during labor. And how you can do that is by two ways. The first is through practicing prenatal yoga, which has a lot of hip openers. I know that doing a whole yoga routine when you are 7-8 months pregnant is not really something that you look forward to. And you don't need to do that. What you can do is do a few key exercises, and primarily include hip opener, walking, squatting, duck walking, just essentially staying active, where you are basically sitting on the floor and you're getting up 10 times to do different things. If you're really motivated, then one thing that I am sure will ensure that you're very active is if you sit on the floor and you put your phone away, and every time your phone rings or you have a message, you get up like off the floor and you go to the you go wherever your phone is and you check your phone. Okay, it is brutal, but it will ensure that you are extremely active, because the idea is not that you exercise for 1 hour, whatever it is that you're doing, swimming, walking, whatever it is, and the rest of the time you are sort of completely inactive, and that is a little bit of what I did during my first delivery. You want to sit upright, you want to practice good posture, you want to walk a lot, you want to be very active. This was very, very helpful to me in my labor, because I was squatting a lot and I was lunging a lot, and the only way I could pull that off was because I had been very active during my pregnancy, and so I had the stamina to do those things. So much so that even though the baby was not in the best position, I was still able to, do various things to ensure that the baby's head was coming down, the way it should. So that was very helpful. Another resource that I would like for you to check out is spinningbabies.com. Spinning Babies talks a lot about positioning of the baby, and it also talks a lot about the daily activities and the weekly activities that you can do to ensure that your body is in good shape for labor and delivery. So I will be addressing this entire component of positioning and exercises in my coming video, so please stay tuned for that. My third tip for you is actually a mental one, which is to align your motives with your values. So essentially, what that means is, please be very clear about why you want to do this. Are your motives healthy? Is what you need to evaluate, and nobody else can do that for you. You know yourself the best. You know that why you want to do this, and if you're not clear about why you want to do this, that's okay too. The idea is to become clear and to gain that clarity, because that clarity will help you stay motivated right till the end. It is a challenge to find doctors who are real VBAC champions, who are real VBAC advocates. In my case, a very clear why that I had, why I wanted to do this, was because I had a toddler who would be less than 2 years when my second child came along, which means that I needed to be up and about very quickly. And from what I had gathered, I had come to understand that a vaginal recovery is fairly quicker and more holistic than a C-section recovery. In a C-section recovery, for example, you cannot lift anything heavier than your baby for 6 months. 6 months is a very long time. So, I was very keen that, I wasn't sure if I would be able to follow the strict protocol that a C-section recovery requires, you know. So I was very keen on that. And secondly, I really wanted to experience vaginal birth, and I feel very passionately about holistic living and sustainable living, and doing things the way nature intended for us to do them, and this was a part of that journey for me. So based on my learnings as a health and wellness coach, and somebody who has studied Ayurveda over a couple of years, I knew the benefits of a vaginal birth, both for the baby and for the mother. So I was very keen on experiencing those benefits. So please go ahead and do your research. So those are my 3 main tips for helping you achieve a successful VBAC. And if you have any questions or comments, or if you would like to know more, please let me know. This is what I could think of. I'm sure that there's a lot of information that I have also gathered that I will be able to share with you in case you let me know that that's something that you're looking for. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.